501st was deployed to investigate a rogue scientist that used to be part of the Republic. He was a part of the environmental branch on Coruscant. Now, the outcome of the operation was the scientist did escape, but we did get the intel, and 501st returned to the FOB. So within the intel that we've got, me and the Naval reviewed it multiple hours last night, and we came to a conclusion that we know where a second facility is. It is back on Naboo. As you can probably see, you have no idea where we are at the moment. We are actually on Sector 5 of Naboo. Probably wondering where is all the green at. Well, since the recent attacks on the operation, the CIS has reinforced their front lines within the Naboo sector. Obviously, we are about halfway across the road from Theed, which is the main capital city of Naboo. Now, this city used to be obviously, flourishing with a lot of civilians, but recently, after the CIS did multiple bombing runs and attacks, the city is destroyed. It is basically decayed. The rebel group within this town, which have been fighting the CIS, have called the support of the Republic. Obviously, we were already in the front lines already. We decided to support the town. We have currently held down the town. They're not on the other side of the town is the front lines, but here's the issue. Yeah, exactly, Hawk. As you can probably see, we have some heavy units to your right, guys. We have some heavy units backed up over there. Now, the reason they are backed up is because, obviously, this is the supply route. We go through the city, we go to the front lines, but last supply route we sent through never got to the other side, and that's very much concerning. That is a huge issue because that was a lot of supplies we did lose. Now, from the rebels, they've been talking about, they sent us some units to see what was going on, and they never came back either. But from one of them that managed to come in before the static, they said that there are some type of creatures out there stopping the vehicles. Now, I reviewed the information, we looked at the city feed, and it looks like the creatures that we ran into in the facility, when the scientist and his experiments were all, I wish, Corporal. But, if anyone remembers inside the facility, those creatures, and I believe the reports were the 8A human alive in front of you, those creatures, they seem to be here, and we are suspecting that this is because of the scientist. He is releasing his dogs, he's releasing everything out here. Now, obviously, since we know the scientist is in play, before we can get to the front lines and reinforce everybody up there, is pure hell up there right now, and they have no supplies. We need to go and clear the supply route of the city. I want this sector of the city at least clear. So, what are your orders, and what is the operation? First of all, you're going to do door-to-door. I want every place of this goddamn entire district. So there is about 3 districts. There is the middle district, the one right past that fence. Obviously, the whole entire city is walled off by electric fences. So, once you clear the middle district, you report back into me. Now, there's a couple objectives in the mid-district. First of all, the rebels used to have an operational base in the sewers. They had a lot of intel in there and a lot of supplies. Main objective, or side objective, what I should say, is to go in to find the operational center, secure it, and mark it down. So the rebels know it's clear, they can go back down there, get their equipment, and bring it back here. Does everyone understand that first order?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What the hell was that?
Yes, sir.
I said, do you understand your orders?
Yes,
sir.
That's what I like to hear. Alright, so yes, that is step 1 of the operation. Now, obviously I said this is side objective. Your main objective is to go door to door in the main district. Anything else? There might be, I think there's some rebels out there, stuck out there, but that is obviously a side objective. But once you clear the middle town, you'll be going north. Now, you're probably wondering where north is. If everyone sees a huge-ass tower in the distance, it's about behind you. That is the direction of north. Now, the next district you'll be going to is north. Now, to my understanding, there's a lot more heavier presence of those infected up there, so you might need to go guns loud. Now, I would just like to do a disclaimer. The more noise you make, the more that comes, so I suggest, you try to take it in a stealthy approach. I know that's not your expertise, but you should at least know how to take them out in a silent fashion, at the least. And that's where Jedi come in. I don't think your lightsabers make much noise anymore, so I think that would be very much useful. Now, once you clear the North District, clear all buildings, get all the supplies. You'll be moving down to the South District, which is behind me. South District is where the main infected are. There is an abandoned armory and an operational base, which was very vital to the rebels. So when you go down south, and that's after you complete the north, you're going to be going down south, get the operational base back and up and running. Now, at that time, I would suspect that most of the zombies or infected will come to that area because once you turn the base online, it would make a lot of noise. There's a lot of generators around. I believe you have the numbers to go ahead and push them back. I would just like to also state that this is going to be a one-life event. If you do die, you will stay at spawn, but a little bit of a twist. Whoever the highest ranking on, and I believe it is Rex at the moment, obviously, we will have a respawn wave. So, Rex, let's say 3 or 4 or 5 people die and they're at the spawn waiting. You have permission to comms in, I want my respawn wave, and anyone at the spawn at the time can go out one more time, but then that's it.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Alright, sweet. Alright. Now, is there any questions for me?
Chancellor. Just to double check, you said the secondary objective to our centralized data is to find supplies and data in the sewers. Main objective is to go door to door and clear each building. I did not hear the northern objective.
Okay, so northern objective, obviously when I go out there, I said you have heavy presence of infected. There is not much to do up there at the time being. I would say just make sure you breach and clear all buildings and find any supplies you can, because the rebels did lose a bunch of supplies up there. That was kind of their supply route. So if you can find a supply house, make sure you try to get as much weaponry as you can and bring it back here. Alright, so do I have any PTSs, and this is the time to do it. Does anyone have any questions about the operation? Captain, go ahead.
You said there were any confirmed reports of any civilian lives we should be careful about, or any civilian lives?
To be honest with you, we have not really heard anything. It's been about a week since that transport went down, and there's not been a lot of voices out there since. Shut up. Anyway, there hasn't been really any contacts out there, no civilians, but of course if you do see a civilian, you must bring them back here ASAP. You're not safe out there. Understood? Oh, we haven't seen any civilians since.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay.
Who was next? I believe it was a corporal. Go ahead.
Will there be enemies with ranged weapons that can shoot up to us?
Obviously the CIS is on the other side of the town as well, up on the front lines. Maybe some CIS might sneak past, but at the moment, what the scouts have been seeing is just infected personnel. But it is a huge possibility it might happen. Next, Warrant Officer.
2 things. First thing, what was the rebel, or what was the transport? Like, who was guarding? Was it clones or was it rebels?
It was a clone transport unit.
Shit. Alright. Also, second thing, can I address something to the ARC troopers relating to the inspector real quick?
Go ahead.
Alright, you two schmucks, since you two will be running the TRTs, one little thing you need to know. Head crabs. You see them, don't step on them. You step on them, you get launched. You get launched, you get fucked up. Simple. That is it.
Fantastic. Obviously, I decided to supply with 2 ATRTs, painted them myself. Now, remember, these do make a lot of noise. I would suggest running over the infected in case you run into any of them. Use the guns as a last resort, because they do make a hell of a lot of noise. So make sure you watch out for that. Same with jetpacks as well. Only use them if necessary. I believe we had one more. Oh, we have 2 more kicks. Go ahead.
Is there any possible way to, or in hypothetical term, what if one of our troopers happened to have gotten infected? Is there a way we could possibly prevent it of sorts, or slow it down? Or would it be a situation where we'd have to put them down?
Now, to my understanding, and it is a brutal tactic in my opinion, one of the rebels did manage to get infected, and the rebel leader chopped off his arm the second it happened. And I guess that cured it. I don't know if you can I don't really know. We don't have a lot of information on this, and actually, Kix is a good time to bring this up. You will be taking samples of the infected because the scientist has a bunch more of these around the, I mean, let's just say he drops a couple of these in Coruscant, then Coruscant is kind of lost. You know what I mean? We cannot have any types of infection, so this is why it's very vital we cure this ASAP. So while you're out there, Kix, in the medical team, your objective is try to get as much samples as you can from living species or a living specimen and not. Understood?
Understood, sir. Me and my medics will gather as much samples as we possibly can.
Very well. Thank you very much. And I believe we have one from Staff Sergeant. Go ahead.
Could Athos say what he said again, but slower? I couldn't understand him.
All right, Apple. He wants you to say it slower for him.
Okay. Alright, you schmucks. So what you see there is your two ATR. Alright, that's weird. Okay, you see those two ATRTs? Y'all are going to be driving them. Here's the thing. Well, a tip, if you don't know. You see a head crab, don't step on it. If you step on it, you get lost. You get lost, you go into a building. You go into a building, you dead. Simple.
I actually didn't know about that. Well, that's a good tip, actually. I don't want you flying into buildings. That'll be unfortunate. But, also, a couple other facts I'd like to give out right here, that the city obviously had a security system before it went into decay. So, if you see any turrets around, or if you see any security systems, consider them to be hostile. Clones are not in the database to be friendly. I think they're hostile at the moment, so I give you full permission to take out the security systems around the city. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So yes,
Sir, yes, sir. One officer, go ahead.
Sure, yes, sir.
I heard you say clones. Wait, did you say clones?
Yes, I said clones. I'm confused, one officer. Can you elaborate on the confusion?
No, you said. Wait. You know, fuck it. Never mind.
Yeah, but shut your goddamn mouth.
I'm wearing my Paul.
Yes,
they better.
You do not recognize clone armor, the security system, and they will open fire on you. They're not in the database.
Oh, I thought you meant we actually had to kill other clones. Okay.
Apple,
No,
shut
you-
the hell up.
Alright. I don't want to keep you here any longer. Add a character to this event. If you do it nice and pure, it should last an hour and a half. I don't want to keep it up. I know a lot of you have bedtime soon, so we'll get that out of the way. Now, if you do complete this objective, you'll be all going to the front lines to support, and then probably the next event, which will be tomorrow, you gentlemen will be storming the Naboo facilities and taking out all, you probably all have ATRTs and just storm bases and all that. But I don't have a lot of information at the time. Let's focus on one thing. Alright. Rex, I heard Hawk wants to give an inspirational speech. If you want to let him do that, I'm just going to go and step out of the way. You can plan up, do what you need to do, and tell me when you're about to move out. That's all I have to say.
Alright, Hawk, come forward.
Look around you, troopers. This city used to be a part of the crown jewel planet of Naboo. Now it looks like the fucking apocalypse. You have been given the honor and the privilege of being first contact against this evil. Take that into consideration. The rest of the galaxy depends on you. If we fail here, we fail elsewhere. But if we succeed here, we succeed in saving thousands, maybe even trillions of lives on other planets. You boys are the tip of the spear. When we go into the battle, yes, we may be going in stealthy, but it's a 501st tradition that it's gonna hit the fan eventually. And I know you boys will be ready for it. Don't let these people down. I mean, if you haven't noticed, some of these rebels have been staring at us for a long time. And they're probably hoping that we are the answer to their problem. So don't let them down. Don't let us down. Good luck out there, boys.
Okay, let me get a head count of you all. 2, 5. Alright, boys, go ahead and move those ATRTs with your squad.
Try not to run us over, receive light.
Ahsoka, you're gonna be with Alpha. Anakin, you're gonna be with Bravo. Okay, guys. The main objective,
Christ.
if you were listening, we're in the centralized area. We're supposed to be going from door to door into the building. So, what I recommend you do is the two squads go ahead and split off to separate buildings and clear out this entire squadron. Okay?
Probably this building first over here.
Yes, Hawk, go ahead.
They've got
Rob's
a damn
gonna
ATTE
bomb
on the
it.
way to the left.
An enemy ATT. Oh, it's crashed, right?
A down.
A down.
Understood.
We'll start our search
Let the
there.
Jedi do it, don't shoot.
Alright, squads, go ahead and start moving out.
General. Can you go back in?
Sir, Delta, please.
Remember, boys,
Seems like there's
only
also a
shoot
damn
when you need
lane
to.
over here too.
Don't need risk.
Right, I'm gonna stay outside
Back up,
to secure the
Bravo.
perimeter.
Be careful, Hawk.
Open. I would recommend Bravo open fire.
Take back up. Don't fire.
Oh, don't fire.
Hey, I got a crawler over here.
He only said in the northern district, not fire, so we should be fine.
Alright. Where is it?
Crawler over there on the sidewalk behind me.
So it's fine to shoot fire in the middle district?
Yes.
He's right there.
Go to each
No
building,
shot,
Alpha.
soldier.
Alright, I guess wait outside here, huh?
Alpha, you see like you have contacts on the other side of the building that you're in.
Doesn't look like there's any survivors from this ATTE crash.
Careful not to damage the...
Whoa, got contacts on me. Two walkers, out of
They're,
your sidewalk.
they're downstairs outside the building. Hawk, I got you.
I need someone to take them out.
Hawk, you clear?
They're shooting. Yeah,
Right.
I'm
Oh,
clear. They're shooting.
This seemed like kind of lagged out and destroyed the damn thing.
I have advice for you guys for killing zombies. Shoot them in the head so the head crabs won't come off.
Alright, I'm good.
This.
Right, Dave, you're back in.
Yep.
I've got nothing out here. Gonna secure the perimeter.
Seemed like
Move a little
you died.
further down the sidewalk.
I just put it in OC.
Whoa.
Right now. That's up to
I
Max. I
hold out
can't do
here.
anything for
I
you.
gotta hold out here. Need help. Multiple contacts.
They're upstairs, Dave. Find the stairs.
Somebody, anybody, need help.
That's
out
fine.
here.
So like you
Alright.
said, you're good. I got
Let's
you.
move on, Hawk.
Location?
Right
Permission
outside.
granted.
Were you Bravo or Alpha?
Bravo,
Alpha.
providing fire support for you, Hawk.
General Skywalker is on.
Falling back.
General
I need some help
Skywalker
out
is
here.
here to help you out.
Where are you, Hawk? Exactly.
I'm right
Either on the
outside by
left
the
or
sidewalk.
Alpha,
We got
where's your
infected
location?
in the roads outside the buildings for you guys.
I'll
I'll
fight
cover you, General
them
Skywalker.
missing more help.
These things aren't going down.
Definitely. Be careful with the flamethrower.
Told you there's a head crab going right. Alright, I think we're clear.
Check troopers if you want, you can make some roof of the building.
Am I allowed to do that? Yo, seaplane.
This is Hawk, I'm moving towards the
got
big satellite station.
Bravo, where are you guys right now?
I got a few contacts up here.
Bravo.
Bravo, how's the progress? Back.
Wait, you cleared the top floor, I believe. I think
Yeah,
the
we're heading
building's
down
cleared.
now.
Yeah,
The
the
whole
building's
building's cleared. Let's head down and outside the building, Bravo.
Copy that.
Is the building cleared?
Yeah, we got a,
Yes.
we got a
Meet
few
up by the
guys
ATR
over here by the
to get out.
satellite station.
You guys have a lot downstairs, Alpha.
To shopping.
Move ahead until we press the board. Remember to traverse the central district before moving on anywhere.
I get that little
Is that down
squad.
Alright,
Alpha again?
this building right here, we're gonna clear it out. You see this giant one right in front of us? We're gonna clear that one. Get ready.
In support of the guys.
Alright, wait, guys.
Oh, by the way, I can see behind
A
you.
huge horde is coming.
Now.
Be careful. Only use guns when necessary to, keep sound to the minimum.
We should try to get. Oh my god, they're here, run.
Oh, here they go.
What?
Don't want to get.
Multiple contacts out here.
Balance spaces, don't fire on where the Jedi is fighting.
Okay, we're
Where are you?
now, boys. Only 5.
Head crab. Oh my god.
I know I tried to.
Okay, glitch out again, see Blake.
Dingoes
Now
have
hold
been
your fire,
down.
Bravo.
I'm really
That's
fighting.
fine.
I really don't want to be on this.
Bravo squad.
Oh, I think we should
Engaging
clear
a
out this
bunch
position.
of hostile.
Troopers come on top of the crash line up here.
Alright. ATRT's parked here.
Copy
Whoa!
that, hold on.
Got a big one on you.
Inside that building.
Come park next to me.
Copy that, on my way. Stay clear.
Hey, okay, come inside
Right
the
here.
warehouse thing. There's a big one. I think it's
Copy that.
Where is it, Apo? Take a left. No, over here. Right here.
More of a horde incoming.
ATRT.
Horde incoming, guys. Be careful.
Whoa, whoa, we're going to over here.
Got it. Everybody
We're going down. Reload
There.
there.
come here.
What I fill in.
Come here, boys.
Regroup.
Everyone on me. I'm jumping. I'm the only one
There are
that's not
turrets
colored.
in those two.
You heard it, Bravo. Get Fine. over to the sewer.
It's probably a good idea to steal our suits just to be safe.
Yeah, everybody put on your hazards.
Hey, Rex, you want me
Everyone
to take
seal
the
your suits.
CRTs down there into the sewer?
No. Keep
Alright.
it up.
How'd your squad do, Snip?
Should we have someone stand guard here,
Yeah,
please?
please.
Make sure they don't get damaged or stolen.
Alright, Alpha. You guys are going to be going down first, so Alpha jump down. Anakin, you'll be leading. Or,
There's
sorry.
a crash ship
Something's
blocking
gonna be
our
with
way.
Hey, whoever that Bravo is, jump back out.
Oh, yep. Guys, we can't go through this way. It's actually,
We can't get back
Bravo,
up.
stay with the group.
There's a way further on. Let's go.
boost each other up.
No,
Take a look at that next bird, Bravo. Alright, Alpha, jump down. Bravo, stay up.
Yes, sir.
Where?
Copy that.
Bravo, hold the line and watch.
Captain, what
team do you want me to join?
Conrad, you can join Bravo.
Is that red or blue?
That's red.
Red.
Punisher.
Watch this
Let
turret.
the
The Jedi be in
squad
front.
soldier
Let
that's
Jedi
twice
be
now
in
you
front.
jump down in there.
Okay, Bravo, you are
Wait
clear
for
to
him to
jump
say
down.
go.
Watch the back of Alpha.
Alright,
Bravo, jump down.
damage when you jump. Drop it, boys. Yeah, I need a medic.
Hold it, we got turrets inside.
Bravo, don't even worry about fire
We
behind
got
us.
behind us.
Bravo, watch your six. Bravo, watch your six.
Worry about our flank.
Here they come. Bravo, advance firing line now. Open fire. Lord, watch the general, he's down.
Alright,
Cover fire. Watch the general.
we're getting closer. We're getting
Hold the line. Hold the line.
Gentlemen, push them back.
Fall back. Fall back now.
Reverse. Back up slowly.
Fall back. Fall back. Let's go. Bravo team, let's go. Get out of here. Come on. There's too many. Oh, we can't hold them. Keep shooting. Keep shooting. Fall back. Go.
Retreat back into the sword. Get into the sword. Go.
Go. Come on. Go. 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 Cover fire. Go.
Seal it up. Seal it up.
Cover.
Get in
Cover.
there. Seal it up.
Seal the
Come on.
Come
Come on.
Duck in front. Duck in front.
Bravo, stay on our flank for now.
See if you can hold the line, Bravo squad. Hold that line.
Copy us.
I need more.
Here they come, they're coming in. They're coming in, hold. I've got it. Hold the line, Bravo, hold the line. Reload. Fall back, Bravo squad. Bravo squad, go. Move. Come on, Bravo.
Behind the second. Alright, get in, go. We're clear.
Come on, let's go, Bravo squad. Fall back.
We're flying. We're surrounded by them. Push up, Ringo, go.
Go.
Get in, General.
Bravo, hold this middle position.
Copy that, Bravo. We're holding this intersection.
We're holding this entire middle position. We are what's kept from being flanked.
Bravo squad, I need 2 troopers. I need 2 troopers watching that entrance.
I need a
I
couple of
need 2
you
troopers
troopers
watching
watching
that
this way
back.
as well.
Yes, sir.
Trooper, get out of there! Get out of there! Cover fire!
Get back.
Take him down, take him down. Take him down. Need a medic over here. Medic.
Alright, all good. Bravo. You're not working. Alright, the horde seems to have calm. Not calm. Alright, Alright, stand back, Bravo. I'm gonna go in there and finish them. Back
Bravo
off.
squad, we need 2 troopers walking that way.
Hold fire.
You 2. I need 2 troopers over here,
There's a
now.
horde here.
Right here, hold the line. Walk this way.
Bravo, keep it held back there. I'm sure you guys will get attacked at some point. We already have.
Alright, join them.
We got this.
You guys just hold that
Okay,
door.
do not go down that hall.
This is Bravo squad, we're holding down the end.
Alright, Bravo, you heard him. Back up.
Copy that, Bravo, we're moving. Hold back, go.
Bravo to me. Not that way.
No, so it's this way, let's go.
Follow me. We're falling back. Over here, Bravo.
Come on, Bravo squad, go,
Get down there and
move.
clear out that hall.
Move it, soldier.
Up sky clear.
Conrad with me. There's so many of them. I think you're Bravo on. Conrad,
Come on,
come
move
back.
it, Bravo, let's
Here, we
go.
got him.
What the hell?
Get inside.
Watch your fire. Come on.
I'm with you.
Follow me. We're gonna meet up with Alpha.
What the
Things
hell
got a lot
are
of
those
help.
things?
Go.
Take them down. They're down.
These things got a lot of help. Okay, Alpha.
Snipe him,
Advanced firing line.
There's something to fight. Come back. Cleared out this area.
Form up. Advanced firing line.
Meet up with Bravo.
Hold the line.
We're gonna be meeting up with Bravo, guys. Let's go. Push
Reloading.
up. On the double. To the line. Take the left up here. Take the left.
Check your corners. Watch it.
Through here. Let's go.
Here they come.
They got hostiles over here, but looks like they haven't.
Reloading.
Throw fire in there. Maybe get their own allies.
Cover fire.
I'm looking at your view. Alright, Alpha, go meet up with Bravo. Patrick.
Watch your fire.
Hold the line, soldier. Hold the line. Too many of them. Come on, hold. Push forward. Here comes more of them. Reloading. Pull back. Come on, Bravo, get out of there.
Lightning up. No, we must. Sure. Damn it. Alright, I'm gonna push up. You guys are gonna follow me. Roger that, sir. Alright, boys, push up.
Alright, let's get behind us.
Get your corners, watch your spacing.
Watch your corners.
Move up, come on.
Watch your fire. I will be watching the back.
Room's clear, room's clear.
Ahsoka.
No contact right here. Take him down.
Friendly fire. We already lost the super from friendly fire. We got your back, boy. Alright, secure the area. There's a few. Also, we got a head crab. Okay, here we go. Alright, secure every room. Alpha and Bravo.
Captain, I got supplies over here.
We're at the computer terminals. Rex, we got supplies.
Hold up for
Got some sort of supplies over here, Captain.
What about some sort of CT setup? Watch the back. We got any tech train?
Alright.
Take a look at this.
We need a tech train on that data. We need to secure that data. Alright, Alpha, go ahead and secure that main hallway that we just came down. Advanced firing line on that main hallway. Advanced firing line. Alpha on the front. Alpha on front. Bravo. Roger that, sir. Alpha, sit down while we're around them. Bravo, stand behind. Bravo, stand behind. Watch it. Dave, go ahead and get on that. It's a good data fight, boys. Brett, fill it in. Oh my goodness, this is a beautiful advanced firing line. Keep it up, boy. Go ahead, go up front. Alright, we're set. Hold this line.
Be ready.
Alright, you hold this line.
Hey, could you move back a little bit, guy? Am I right?
Not let them push up.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
With the,
We hold this line here.
I guess someone stuck my ammo can. I apologize.
I got him.
We hold here or we die. You stick your barrel in their gut if you have to.
I'm so sorry. Thank you.
You were stopped. Copy that. Boys, it's been an honor.
Here they come, here they come.
Open fire.
Hold them down. Hold the line, come on.
Don't give them an inch. We'll have them open fire and we'll start cutting them up. Keep on the fire.
They're not going down.
Keep it up. They're pushing a little. Pushing. Careful, careful, careful.
They just keep coming.
Do not man up.
Hold the line.
Do not push up. Do not push up. Declare the whole thing's gone, boys.
Reloading.
A few more. That's it.
Hold your fire.
Hold fire.
Cover the general. Cover the general.
Reload. Watch out.
Watch it, watch it.
Fire, fire. Thank you. I'm good.
Back up, soldier. I'm out of ammo.
Firing. Reform. We're losing it. Reform. Closer, Anakin, whenever you're ready. Alright, back off. Back off. Alright, open fire.
Open fire.
Beautiful so far, boys. Keep holding. We have a chance against these monsters.
Keep on them, boys. Keep on them.
Reloading.
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 Stick your barrel in that gun if you have to, soldier.
Hey. Reloading. Reloading.
Hold the line. Reloading. They're getting too close. Back up. I'm out of ammo. Back up. Let me out. Let me out. I'm out of ammo.
Keep going, boys. You're the ones closest.
I'm out of ammo. Let me out. Let me out.
I need medic tech right now where the data is.
Ammo.
Apple, get Alright, that line is breaking. We need to jump in, Ahsoka.
Bravo, Dragon.
Let it kick, get back! Let me move! Alright!
They're climbing over each other.
Hold your fire.
Hey,
Let me go!
get to the fire.
Bravo, Dragonbird, right.
Dragonbird!
Hold that line, Troopers, hold that line.
Guys, chance to reform the firing line. Reform the firing line. Let's go.
Put the fire on the general.
Reform. Fire.
Keep fighting.
Reload.
Sorry about that, couldn't hear you over the gunfire.
Are you ready?
They're getting too close. I think we're clear. Whoa! Here they come!
Hold fire, hold fire. Hold fire, boys. Let him
Use my rocket.
Dick App doesn't have any confirmed scratches or bites. He's cleared. I don't know what specialists do about this coughing. He's falling over.
He could be airborne.
That's alright.
Crouch in front of you.
Use rocket.
There you go. It's gonna be really loud.
Okay.
Watch it fire, the generals are
It's
there.
fire. Pulse
Let the Jedi hold it.
I need someone to help. Patrick, you
This is Hulk, I can help you if you need me.
I got your back kicks.
Conrad, go. Conrad, I need you to help hold him down.
Alright, where are you?
He's having a seizure. Help me constrain him. I think he needs more blood. He lost so much blood from coughing. Okay, hold on.
Hold that line, soldiers.
Conrad, help me get this armor on real quick. Wait, alright,
Hey,
you guys heard
Please fire, the Jedi are down there.
No, if you see any head crabs.
Check your ammo and back to.
Patrick, Punisher, fill in that right side there. Punisher, go ahead and fill up this right side right here.
Need ammo.
Alright, boys, get ready.
Here comes another wave.
No! Be careful, guys. Not here. Drop down.
They just keep coming. Here they come. Hold it. Hold it.
I saw that.
Come on, don't let them through.
He's gone!
They're getting close out here. Fall back, fall back, fall back. Reloading. Fall back, fall back. They're getting too close over here. Get in the room, let's go.
Everybody, get in the building, get in. We're flying.
Is that everyone? Is everyone in here? Get in! Next! Next, can you hear me? Next, can you hear me?
Got it.
Should try another place.
Location. Okay. No.
Alright, now go through right into the hallway.
Is it the next?
Go out and get inside. Inside.
Reloading.
Just inside. Like I said, we're just inside where it's secure. Come on.
Alright.
Damn it! Damn it! We lost Nick!
We lost.
Who was the trooper who gave the order to hold that line?
Alright, General. Hold it down while I take care of it.
Apo, don't even think about me.
Come on, go! Get out there!
Oh my god, there's more of them.
Hold that line, troopers! Hold that line! Hold the line! Watch your fire, the general's out there! They're getting close! Reloading! Cover fire!
What?
Reloading! Whoa! They're coming up behind us! They're coming out of the storage room!
Got zombies coming out of the storage room. We need to steal that engine.
Captain, we need to burn these supplies!
I'm sealing up the storage room.
We need to burn these supplies, Patrick.
We're gonna move out before we need to do
They're
it
in there,
now.
Captain. They're in there.
I'm gonna go ahead and burn these.
Burn them. And I'm...
Well, if they're explosive.
Guys.
Hey, don't fail the line. Come on, let's get back here. We don't all need to watch
Alright,
supplies
guys,
burn.
we're pushing out. Come on.
We need to
Hold
find
on.
Alpha.
Come on.
Okay, guys.
Keep moving.
No, hold up. Okay, guys. Now, okay, Hawk, can you cover me for a moment?
Sure, what do you need?
I'm right behind you. Okay, now, this may sound gross, but I have one of those head crab things in my backpack.
What?
Can you pull it out for me? I got you. Okay, hold it steady.
I'll cover.
Hold it steady for a moment. I gotta test this.
Oh yeah, you got a light. Alright.
It's whatever you're doing. Gotta be fast.
Don't forget about our 6 boys, alright? Gotta keep all sides covered.
If you're injured, get back.
I don't want to
Hey,
let
don't
you
get
off
into the
your
hallway. Come back behind me so I can at
No,
least
it's
cover
not
you.
strong enough.
Pushing up
Not
on
strong enough.
to the
I need
people
more
that
time.
die. Don't worry, there's a reinforcement waiting.
I need more
Get
time.
out of here.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
So,
where are
I'm
you?
in the corner if you can watch that
It's
pack.
Come on. Got it. Okay, let's try it now.
They can't get to our flank. We barricaded and sealed off the entrance. I'm gonna jump over you guys for 1 second. Once I get there, you firing ready? I'm gonna jump over now.
No, not enough.
Hold fire.
Kicks, we don't have time, we gotta go.
Alright, I'm with you, Ahsoka.
I'm low on blood. Okay, I need to grab a sample from one of the dead bodies.
Kicks, we gotta go.
There should be playing back there. I'll be back.
Alright, push up.
Come on, we push up. Don't fall back.
Why are you coming
Blue
back?
way. Yeah, wrong way.
Alright, guys.
We're gonna be coming, Kicks.
Both sides. Kicks, you're gonna get flanked. Don't split off with the group, Kicks. Me and Ahsoka got the left side, you handle the
Go,
right.
Kicks, I'll cover.
What about Apple?
Apple is lost. Apple is a clone. Get your ass up here.
Just because we're close doesn't make us walk
We're expected to worry about.
Come on, hold. Kiss the fire. Watch the general. Shift your fire to the right.
No, hold on.
Go forward, brother. Go, come on.
Okay, I got a need to find apple. Let's work on it. Alright, go put it out of an hour.
Damn it, we lost Nick.
We have to find him. We need to find out later, like you said. Next died honorably.
Well, let's get out of here.
You could probably go by building.